Hey, call me Shape, and today I'm reacting to a video titled Sex Before Marriage Was the Worst Thing I Did to My Mental Health. Let's get right into it.
Sex makes dating so much harder because you meet a guy and you're thinking, if we've had a few weeks of talking, phone calls, we establish we both want a relationship, we both want marriage one day, we both want kids one day, we've had all the conversations. If we sleep with them, are they going to think we're easy? Are they going to immediately assume she's probably done this with other guys? Are we thinking that they've done this with other girls? If we wait too long, are they going to think that we don't like them? Are they going to think this girl's not going to have sex with me? I'm going to go have sex with someone else. And, in the moment, you're liking this person and logic goes out the window when sex is on the table. A lot of times we will do that even if we don't want to out of fear. All my friends were talking about how being intimate with somebody can be such a distraction. We've been in situations where we knew we wanted to date a guy. They expressed interest in dating us, becoming exclusive, whatever. And we were intimate with them. And then as time goes on, you start to realize maybe they were saying things they didn't mean. The way that they treated you in the beginning is not how they treat you after you were intimate. Being intimate with somebody is the most vulnerable you can be with another human being, emotionally and physically, all at the same time, and creates this false sense of closeness. After being intimate, we slowly started to realize this is not somebody that I want to date, but because we were intimate, because we have that false sense of closeness now, and we have such a high because of all the hormones and feelings that go along with that act, now we're ignoring red flags.
It is not uncommon to feel a false sense of attachment to someone after you have sex with them because oxytocin is released during sex. Some oxytocin is released when you are doing things that are not having sex, like when you hug somebody, when you're in a romantic relationship that you're not having sex in. But when you are having sex, you're having a way higher amount of oxytocin released. And there is research that shows that when you have a high level of oxytocin released, it leads you to make decisions that you would not make if that hormone was not coursing through your veins. You're going to be artificially attached to the person and you're going to be blinded by reality because of those hormones. It's an addictive hormone. When oxytocin is released into the brain, it can impact emotional, cognitive, and social behaviors. Your brain is not functioning the way it normally would, rationally. You're going to make decisions and do things that you wouldn't normally do. I think we all know that friend who keeps going back to the same guy who is not good for her. And I'm sure we've done it ourselves. And you can't explain it. You're I know logically he's not good for me, but I'm going to text him anyway.
We feel like they're already our boyfriend because we're sleeping together. But then also in the back of your mind, he's not your boyfriend and you're thinking, is he doing this with other people? When is it crazy for me to ask if he's talking to other people? When can I ask and it's a normal amount of time?
Look, all right, so let me just address the elephant in the room. Women are constantly trying to figure out when's the right time to sleep with a guy. It's different for everybody, but I'll tell you this. For me personally, I don't punish girls who sleep with me right away. I don't view it like, oh, you do this with everybody. For me, if you sleep with me right away, I look at it like I'm special. In fact, I ultimately want you to sleep with me faster than you have slept with anyone before. Because to me, it'll be a sign that we connected. We have more chemistry than you had in your past. And honestly, I feel the most special. I would love for you to tell girls, oh yeah, man, I couldn't help it. I couldn't resist him. I slept with him right away. That would be perfect for me. I know some men will look at it like they don't view themselves as special, so they'll look at it like, oh, she does that with everybody. She's a 304. Not me. I would look at it like, yo, man, we were vibing. We had a good time.
This might sound crazy to some of you, but these are conversations I've had with all of the women in my life that have dated at some point or are dating now. It's something we're always thinking about. Speaking from my own experience, there's one person I'm thinking of specifically in these months of dating that we both wanted a relationship. That's what we said. and we were intimate. After that happened, we spent a few days together.
Okay, she writes, in those few days, I picked up on a subtle red flag that I knew were pointing to a very, toxic mindset.
Because we were intimate throughout the week, I totally forgot about those things.
Sex before marriage is concerning. But you know what's even more concerning? Not having health insurance. And that's why today's video is sponsored by Ishmael Stonewall. Take it from here, Ish.
Yeah, so thanks, Shape. So as we know, a lot of people are looking for health insurance right now. It's open enrollment. I offer free consultations to my clients. We work with small businesses, families, and individuals to find their best health insurance options. Now, we work with all major carriers, Aetna, Blue Cross, Cigna, and United, on their public and private networks. Typically, we save our clients about 20% on their premiums, and we get them PPO networks, which means nationwide coverage. So if anyone listening here could benefit from a consultation, maybe save some money on your insurance or find something better, hit me up, give me a call, give me a text, schedule with me, and I'll see if I can help you out. Let's go.
Yeah, so if you need health insurance or you're looking to reduce your premiums, give my buddy Ishmael a call and let him know Shape sent you.
All the red flags. And I can't even imagine where I would be if he didn't do the horrible things that he did to make me walk away. I would still be in that situation with the totally wrong person for me because I was blinded by sex.
She writes, I could somehow justify things he said and believed, even though they were extremely unhealthy and misogynistic, but I couldn't explain away the violence. It's horrible to think that I was able to disregard such obvious red flags before he did something impossible to ignore, all because of physical connection. It's so interesting that it seems like every girl you talk to, they're all getting beat up in their relationships. Like, how all you girls getting beat up? Like, every single girl's getting beat up. Odd to me, but that's what they're saying.
That is terrifying. I cannot even imagine how many people, even in long-term relationships, are staying and they don't even realize that they're staying because the makeup sex is great. Sex in general is great. If you have sex with someone that you're dating and you go a week without seeing each other, it's kind of implied, now that you've already had sex, that the next time you see each other, you're going to have sex. When you're not having sex with somebody and you both agree to that, now you know that that's not on the table. You can stay up all night talking. Every single thing that they do for you, you know that they're doing it for you because they genuinely care about you. They want to continue to get to know you and they see a future with you. People can be in relationships as adults for years and years and years and years. If you both want to get married and you're of an age where marriage is appropriate, and you're financially able to get married, or you already live together, what are we waiting for?
I want to stop right there. I was going to say another comment, but the age so when it comes to marriage, the most appropriate age to get married is the exact same appropriate age to start having sex. If you could have sex at 18, you could be married at 18. Because the Bible, I think people don't understand this, and maybe I have a religious view on this, but the way one person described to me is everyone you have sex with is your spouse. That's how it works. The Bible, Christianity wasn't based off of you have to go to federal court in order to be wed. No. Your woman was the one that you had intercourse with. So if you slept with that woman, in that exact moment, she's your wife. We just look at it like, oh no, we're not married. Yeah, well, sex is only for married people. Now, am I a virgin? No. But I tell this to people all the time. I think it would be absolutely okay if women required all of us to be married before sex. Because I don't think I know what I know now, with all the bodies that I racked up now, air quotes, bodies. Well, what was it all worth? Hooking up with a bunch of girls, especially from a guy's perspective. I used to think, oh my God, beautiful women are the experience is gonna be so good, and I believe in WAP and all this other stuff. No, women for the most part have the same equipment for the most part. The difference is the personality and the enthusiasm. There's some girls that are enthusiastic when they're making love, and there's some girls that are starfish. So, that's the difference. But personally, I'm so visual that I'd rather a starfish that's not as enthusiastic rather than a girl that's not that attractive but enthusiastic. That's just me personally. I'm a very visual, I'm a very vain person. But anyway, my whole point is saying that, sex before marriage is an abomination. And we got to, even though we've done it and I've done it, I'm still going to look at it like that's wrong. It's still fornication.
I can't help but think that they were too blinded by attraction and a sex life, and they're not really sure if this is the person for them. We're so confused because our culture is trying to tell us that we should be able to have sex and not care afterwards. We should have sex because we want to have sex for our own pleasure. My friend FaceTimed me leaving this guy's apartment, and she's like, I texted him to come over last night, and when I got to his apartment, I asked him to come down because it was a dangerous area and I didn't feel comfortable and it was really late at night, and I wanted him to come downstairs to walk me up to his apartment, and he wouldn't do it. So she went up to his apartment, they hooked up, and then she's calling me the next day, listing a few different points throughout the night that made her feel like he didn't care about her, like he didn't value her, just using her. And I said, you want him to see you as an object. You don't want him to see you as a friend, as a girlfriend, as a wife. You want him to see you for your body. You are seeing him for his body. Those are the boundaries that you guys have established. We're taught nowadays that sex doesn't mean anything. So why does it hurt so bad when somebody uses us for sex? My friend went into the night thinking, I'm doing this for me. I want to feel good. But then you're upset. My friend called me another.
Okay, you know why she said that? Because, and women do this all the time. Women say one thing, but then they do another. I see it all the time. Even with girls that I talk to, they'll all pretend, oh yeah, I don't really like you like that. Meanwhile, they're hanging out with me all the time. They're calling me all the time. Girl, are you... No girl that doesn't really like you is going to call you. Women don't understand this. I've seen pattern between women. That's why I never trust what women say. I look at what they do. Because women will lie with their tongues and tell the truth with their behavior every single time. And so she was saying, oh yeah, I just want to feel good. No, girl, you want to be close to that guy. You really want to be his girlfriend. And the fact that it was only going to feel good because it would give you that feeling of being his girl in that moment. Then she turns around and says, oh, I'm hurt, I'm so hurt. Duh. You know what I'm saying? Men, we're the only ones that could hook up with you guys and not even matter. We don't even gotta like you. I can smash a girl I freaking hate. I can't even stand her, but she got a fatty. Shit. Back shots. I don't even like her. A girl has to respect a man. She don't gotta like him, but she gotta respect him in order to sleep with him. This is the way it is. And so when they play this, oh, yeah, I want it to just be a fling, a hookup, I'll listen, but I already know. Nah, that ain't true.
Time, she slept with this guy on the first date because they had both been saying that they want a relationship. They stayed up all night talking. They both have had really hard lives with their parents and specifically their dads, and they bonded over that, and they had sex. And then the next day, she didn't hear from him all day. She texted him at 9 o'clock. This is a Saturday. They hung out on a Friday. Didn't answer her for a whole week.
Now she writes, she was very, very hurt. She was having racing thoughts, questioning herself physically and emotionally. She was not happy with her choice to sleep with him, and then even felt stupid for being upset about the situation. Yeah, I think the reason why she's upset about the entire situation, she feels dumb about it, she feels like it was so stupid, is because of what happened afterwards. If you don't know that he's going to stop talking to you, you only regretted it. And this is, I have a real issue with this with women, because these are the same girls that they'll regret sex afterwards because they don't like what you do next. And you can't retroactively regret stuff like that. It's not how it works. This is what girls turn around and say, oh, I've been raped or something because he didn't like me, he didn't want to date me, so now I'm retroactively mad. You can't do that. I get that it hurts you and you wish you never done it. I get it. But this is why the context matters so much. If you date a guy, make sure you're in a relationship with him. You won't regret sleeping with your boyfriend. You just won't. You know, go through him. Then, you know what I'm saying, have the experience.
And then she finally was like, what is your problem? And he responded saying, I'm sorry. I should have told you I wasn't attracted to you. You knew. You spent the whole night with her. And he had sex with her anyway, knowing that he wasn't going to contact her.
I told you. And honestly, I don't want to say it's her fault, but as a whole, women don't like the truth. When we tell y'all the truth, y'all punish us, but then y'all reward us for lying. So this is why we lie. If you want to sleep with a girl, but you don't really want to be with her, you can't tell her the truth. Hey, man, I'm not that attracted to you, but I'm curious what it's like to smash that real quick. That never works with women. If that works, men would do it. That never works. Because women want to be told, they want to hear what they want to hear in order to do what you want them to do. Does that make sense? If you tell them the truth, you will never be successful. If you tell them a lie, you always will. Hey, I don't make the rules, and I'm not happy about this myself, but it's the truth. Look at that situation, right? If she would have known that he wasn't attracted to her physically, she would have never slept with him. So what did he do? He lied to her. So it was easier for him to sleep with him if he lied about it than if he told the truth. You see how that's an issue? That's an issue. I know you're being misled. I get that you're being misled and it's under false pretense. I get it. But still, your only reason for sleeping with someone should not be that you guys had a long conversation, you know? And here's another thing. If you sleep with someone and it doesn't work out, you got to own that, because this, again, we're fornicating. You should be only sleeping with your husband anyway. The only reason why women are getting left because that's not your man.
After that. And she said the sex was great. She got what she wanted out of it physically. She gave herself to him in that way. And then he rejected her. It would have hurt still if they didn't have sex and he didn't call her after the date. But it would have hurt a lot less. If you go on a date with somebody and you have dinner and then you don't hear from them, it's like, all right. If you have sex with somebody and they don't text you ever again and they told you that they were into you and that they wanted a relationship and that's what they were looking for and they deaded you, I know so many girls. It's crazy. My friend and I were talking about this, and she's a Christian. And she was talking about how maybe there's a reason why God says we're not supposed to have sex before we're married. Just hearing them talk about all of this trauma.
Isn't it ironic? And by the way, I've never watched this video before. And, you know, God works in miraculous ways, right? Mysterious ways. Yeah, I think it's just the truth, you know. And I was already wearing this shirt to the gym. I wear this shirt to the gym. One of my favorite shirts. It says, pray about it more than you think about it. You know, pray about it as much as you think about it. That's what it says on the back of the shirt. But the idea is this, you know, we want to carve out the world in our own way. And we don't look at the gifts of our ancestors. Religion, in some respects, is a gift of our ancestors. It's a moral code. It's a compass. It's how you carry yourself. It's your values, your attitudes towards life. Our attitude towards sex is, like I said, it's nothing. And who does it really benefit? It doesn't benefit women. It benefits men. When women say that we live in a patriarchy, they got to know that the hookup culture is at the very forefront of the patriarchy. If you don't like the patriarchy, we should get rid of hookup culture. And trust me, I'm cool with it. I think every man is cool with getting rid of hookup culture, because ultimately, we much prefer to have wives. You know, a lot of men might not realize that, but we much rather have something steady rather than all these frivolous girls. You get a variety of girls, and they're all mediocre. And then when you're single, you don't got any of them. Like, what is it worth? Like, I've dated several girls this year, right? You know, I guess to my own horn. I'm not rich. I'm not successful. I'm not famous. You know, I'm doing well and I'm kind of growing on YouTube, but no girls hooking up with me because of my YouTube channel. They didn't even know about my YouTube channel. So I'm saying that to say that, you know, I'm probably better off than the average guy. I know a lot of men haven't had sex for the entire year, and, you know, I feel for them. But take it from a guy who had sex with multiple girls this calendar year. After it's all said and done, it's like nothing. It's almost like nothing ever happened. You know, all the hassle and all the money and resources that you spend going on dates and time and effort just to get laid a couple times. What is it all worth? You know? My only issue against marriage is that we reward women for divorce. We need to punish people for divorce. We shouldn't reward them by giving them alimony and child support and splitting up half the stuff and they get half. So me personally, and I don't even look at the government as the place where I need their validation to be married. I need God's validation. So I could get married in front of a church. I don't even want to be married legally, personally. And if someone has a problem with that, then they worship the government. I don't. We don't worship the same. I worship God. God didn't tell me I need to go into a courthouse to be married. I might need to go to the church, and I might need to have, you know, the blessings and to go through some kind of formality of it. But it doesn't have to be through the law. I'm just saying.
That's going on because they have sex with these people that they're dating. And then to experience certain things myself, we're causing pain and trauma on both sides. Men are feeling it, women are feeling it. This is a huge, huge problem. I know that you guys have had crushes on people before you've had sex with them. You know when you like someone, when you're attracted to them. You can tell from making out with somebody that you have a connection, you're attracted to them. You can always have conversations about what kind of sex life you want to have. All of the things I'm observing are pointing me to believe that even in a long-term relationship where you're having sex with someone who you know loves you, it could still be a huge distraction. I think it's so important to get to know somebody and fall in love with them and marry them when sex is off the table.
Okay, I'm going to read the last thing she said, and I'm going to wrap this up. She said, I think it would be so interesting to ask your partner what they think of taking sex off the table. Do you think the relationship can survive without it? And if not, why? Here's why I don't want to do that. If you're a virgin, we could take sex off the table. But if you had sex before, we are not taking it off the table. Because you're not going to make me feel less special than the men of your past. And this is, again, why women should wait. And we all should wait for marriage. Because let me tell you something. Body count will be... the body count issue is a big issue right now in 2024, going into 2025. And I don't see it getting into a small issue. That body count thing will be all gone. By the way, in Christianity, you know, and religions, you know, they should stone women who weren't virgins on their wedding day. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I agree with it, but that's to put the example out there. So for me personally, if you're not a virgin, you can't take sex off the table. I've met girls that want to do this before. I'm not going with it because that's pretty much saying that I had to do more than people of your past had to do to get less. I gotta wait. I gotta do all this. I gotta pay a higher price for a used car than someone did for a brand new car. Doesn't make sense. If you're brand new, $20,000, but you just want $30,000, you know, unless I could resell that for $30,000 back, it ain't worth it to me. I mean, because, you know, there's some exceptional cars that are worth more now than they were when they're brand new. I get it. But you get the point I'm trying to say. But those cars, you could resell them on the market for that price. You get your money out of it. I'm saying for women, if you're not a virgin, you want to take sex off the table because you're trying to use me as the way to correct your issues from the past, I'm not going for it. Okay? Once you start having sex as a woman, you have to understand that every man in your future is going to want to have sex as well, and he's not going to want it to cost him more than it cost anyone in your past. So if you made every man in your past wait 1 month, me waiting 1 month, no problem. But if you have one night stands in your past and you're smashing people the first day, and you want me to wait 3 months, you funny. You funny. Not happening. Anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.